Welcome to Take 5 with the Top 50, the video interview series with Atlantic Business Magazine's Top 50 CEOs. Each episode, we ask 5 questions to find out what makes these award-winning leaders tick. I'm Brooke Taylor, Senior Manager with presenting sponsor Grant Thornton. In this episode, I'm talking to Scott Williams, CEO of Rocket. Opening for business in 2005, Rocket, formerly Taylor Printing Group, was the first startup in their industry in over 25 years. They have grown from a small local company with production facilities in 2 provinces. With clients around North America, their eyes are set on continued growth through strategic acquisitions. Thanks for joining me. Let's get started. It's said that we only regret the chances we don't take. You took a chance when you walked away from a successful sales career with an international company to be part of a startup. That was a big risk for you. Any regrets?
Absolutely not. Fears and questions at times, for sure. But as I look now at what we've built together as a team, and it's been, I don't think I'd change anything. I've learned a lot, and it's through those learnings that you grow. I've made a lot of mistakes, but from those mistakes we've grown. And I always like to say that, as we make mistakes, if it just takes a Band-Aid to fix it, then it's not a fatal wound, and it hurts to take the Band-Aid off at times, but we grow from it, and learned a lot over the last 16 plus years.
Am I allowed to talk again, Nafisa?
Yeah, of course. So it's, yes.
Rude anything. Scott, you can't see me. I know this is a little awkward, but I'm nodding my head as you're answering the question. I know the point of this is to ask you these questions, but I'm a big basketball alumni. So my big quote is, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take," and I feel like that's kind of exactly what you were saying there.
You summed it up perfectly, Brooke. I mean, it is. And I tell our team all the time too that if you're not making mistakes, then you're not trying hard enough. I actually have we empower our team to make decisions, and there may be times where I'll after something's completed, I might go back just to do a debrief and ask questions about why did you do it that way, and I learn from them. And then there's times where maybe they'll say, could you have gotten to the same outcome if you had done it this way, and maybe saved us some money or time or whatever. But it's never, I don't think anybody wakes up, not in our team anyways, wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to do something really dumb today, or I'm going to do something malicious. I mean, everybody, their heart, I believe, is in the right place. So you're right. They're taking those shots, and sometimes they don't go in, and other times, we hit the game-winning 3-pointer too, right? So.
Agreed.
So yeah, Brooke, as soon as Scott answers the questions, for sure, you can just dive into the next question. Perfect. Or anything you prefer. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Digital communications have expanded at an incredible rate in recent months, with most experts agreeing that we will continue to embrace those technologies into the future. Does that mean print is dead?
Absolutely not. And it's a great question, Brooke, because probably about 5 or 6 years ago, we made a decision to really embrace the digital. And we believe that when you bring both the digital and the tactile, the printed environment together, it creates a tremendously powerful marketing tool. And it may sound a little callous, but I believe if you're what we would call a traditional print company, if you stay in that space, you probably are going to find yourselves irrelevant in the next 3 to 5 years. But I believe that we've done well embracing the digital. And as I look around North America and the globe, the companies in our space and our industry that have done well have embraced the digital. So you are 100% correct. Digital, and especially in the last 15, 16 months, has become very important. Even video calls and conferencing and digital communications. But we still believe that together with digital and then the printed piece, you can really engage your audience by bringing all of those types of communication together. And that's why we believe we have a great future ahead of us.
I'm nodding again over here on my end. You can't see me, but I'm going to pause and then I'll go to the next question. You're focused on growth through acquisitions. How do you identify acquisition targets, and what are you looking for in terms of complementary businesses to join the Rocket family?
Especially even given your previous question, Brooke, as we've looked and, we acquired what was Bounty Print in December of 2019 in Halifax, and solid company, actually solid ownership, but really wasn't their core business. So there wasn't, in my opinion, a lot of attention being paid to it, a lot of investment being made in the company, but had a solid reputation in the marketplace, and in this particular instance in Halifax. And so it was going to require some investment in the next few years, as I said a few minutes ago, to remain relevant in our industry. And so it's companies like that have solid reputations, are known in their communities that they're in. And if we can bring the knowledge that we have and some of the expertise that we've gained over the last 5 or 6 years, that's where we believe that there's some synergies as we acquire these companies. And then in the marketing and communication space, when you bring all of those together, I think that's where we can really create the secret sauce, I guess.
In March 2020, as many businesses were shutting down because of COVID, you stood in front of your employees and committed to keep them working. Over the next 48 hours, you lost $1 million worth of business. How did you survive?
Because of our amazing team. More than anything, that really is. And I know I think what we learned even after the fact, when things are going well, it's really easy to talk about how important your team members are to you, your employees. And we've said for years that the most important asset we have are our team members, our employees. And in March 2020, that's where the rubber really met the road. And there was a lot of discussions here amongst the leadership team, the executive team, and there wasn't necessarily agreement. But I believe that was going to be pivotal in really letting our people know. So to be clear, what we said in the middle of March of 2020 was, we're not going to change anything till at least the end of April. Everything's going to stay status quo. We believe that we had enough runway to make that happen. And then it was going to give us an opportunity to maybe gather some more information, try and understand where this thing was going. And I have to be clear that when I look back, there was no playbook for this thing. So if another company made a different decision than ours, or whatever. I don't look at it as us making the right decision and they made the wrong decision. It could have been just equally as catastrophic for us. But our commitment was to our team, and it was with that, and we could see, even in just some of the comments when we had the meeting to let them know what our plan was for at least the next 6 weeks. I could see it in their eyes. They were willing to jump in, and they were going to do whatever they could to try and keep this thing going forward. And it was because of that. And then again, over the next 72 hours, how we were able to come up with the ability to make the face shields, and then starting to do the dividers and a lot of the stuff that went along in the PPE space, and then just all of the stuff that was going to be necessary for business going forward. We were able to make those necessary adjustments. And I thought we had an amazing team before, and we did, but to see how they all came together collectively to say, yeah, we can do this, that's more rewarding than anything else that could have happened at, previously or even going forward.
Thanks, Scott. I watch your advertisements that go on YouTube all the time. My son watches a lot of different monster truck videos on YouTube, so I see your face all the time on there telling the tale that you just rehashed.
That whole thing was that was pretty funny too, but we've been pretty fortunate through this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You are known for surrounding yourself with employees and international colleagues who push you to do better. How has that helped you grow your business into an industry leader?
I can be, and it's kind of my personality, I can be a little self-deprecating, maybe a lot at times, but I believe that when you surround yourself with people that really they're smarter than you. They have areas of expertise that I have no business knowing anything about. It inspires you and wants you to do better. So one of the things I'm able to do is identify really good talent and then allow them to do their job. And I surround myself with what I like are very positive people, not with blinders on. There's always going to be, obstacles and things to overcome. But when you surround yourself with positivity and also being realistic at the same time, it just drives you to want to be better every day. So you could easily surround yourselves, and especially given the position, with people that just cheer you on. But you need people to challenge you, and come with different perspective on things, and then be open to hearing that and not take it personal. And that's something I know even in the last probably 10 years I've learned that it's, when someone challenges me, it's not necessarily a personal thing. Sometimes it is, but that's pretty rare. But allow people to have a voice, to speak their mind, and then to weigh all the options, opinions that you've been given, and then collectively we're going to come up with the best solution for whatever the challenge is at the time, or the opportunity at the time is. And I think we are. It can be cliche, but together we're stronger as a team than individually, and I hope that will continue. That's our culture, and I want to continue to build that culture here at Rocket.